I'm very small in that picture. Okay, so see a few of you are on, and I'm of course recording this. Can everyone hear me? Let me make myself a little bit bigger here. Yep. See, I am here in a black sweatshirt, well, navy blue, Michigan. I don't even like Michigan, but okay, good. I hope you enjoyed your 3-day weekend. The snow day was amazing, and so we're starting. Got about 5 weeks until the AP exam, which will be on, what was it, May 14th or 15th. And it's, like I told you, 1 DBQ. And so we're going to start doing some things on DBQ. I'm going to assign something this weekend. But for everyone on here and everyone paying attention, here is something just for you, as long as you're listening. Oh, can you hear me okay? Is there anyone here? If you can't, let me know, but if you can, I'll assume it's fine. Oops. So here's the review list, and I like I said, I'd like you, if you can print it, that would be great. If you have to type a few things, that's fine. But the election of 1896, so the beginning of period 7, they give arbitrary periods in for the College Board. They are somewhat meaningless. I mean, why 1890 and not 1900? But they have somewhat arbitrary periods, so I just use them there to give you an idea. And they go all the way through the end of period 7 or 1945 on the exam. And so this has stuff in our last unit, and it's pretty recent. And so if you get to the top of page 6, so through the election of 1896, that is the area we got to concentrate on. And so when I'm grading this and looking at this, this is the area that I will be focusing the most time on. Most of this time should be relatively recent. In fact, I might even take a few of these out. And so don't worry as much about these until near the end. This is when we got to go back and start reviewing. And starting in about a week and a half, let's see, today is what, the 14th? So starting on the 21st and 22nd, we're going to start going back through, and I'll let you have your review packet out, but we're going to start doing things like thesis statements and brainstorm lists from this era. To start thinking about gathering information. Because remember, the big thing about this exam is there's only 45 minutes. Boom, it's over. You know how fast 45 minute goes. I mean, think about how much you can type in 45 minutes. And that's not even 45, what am I thinking? You still got to read the documents and prepare. So we're talking 35, 36 minutes. And why I added another minute, I don't know. But you're going to have a limited amount of time, so the sooner you can organize your information and get ready, the better you can do on this test. If you got to spend time looking through the documents and then just try to remember what the period is about, I think you're going to be in big trouble. So this should help you immensely. Remember, the big thing about a DBQ is that you can show how you can use the documents and relate it to information that you know outside of the document. So if the document mentions something about slavery in the territories, you could bring up the Kansas-Nebraska Act or the Compromise of 1850. If the document says something about the 15th Amendment, you can bring up the Ku Klux Klan or the Grandfather's Clause or Jim Crow laws or the 14th Amendment. You can bring up this information to relate it directly to. If you can't do that, if you just try to come up with something out of the air and summarize the documents, they won't even give you the time of day. You have to show that you understand the documents and relate it to information. That is the skill that matters. And that skill only applies if you have knowledge, and this should help you. So don't forget, focus on that. That is the part I'll be grading the most. I'm going to go back through and cut out some of the stuff afterwards. So we'll go from there. Next, we're not going to have a quiz today on the reading. I'm going to assign The next few pages up until through the America at the Home Front, there will be a quiz on Friday. And I'll do the same thing. I'm going to collect notes and that sort of thing. All right. Collect notes and look at it. I see some of you turned it in. I'm still going to give you a few days to finish turning that in. And, oh, the map. Hopefully I get a lot of great pictures. You guys really are pretty darn good photographers. I'm impressed. But get that in as soon as you can. Remember, I'm going to give you more time. I understand how crazy this is. But at the same time, we got to do stuff. And we're going to start doing individual documents. Make sure you dust off that review book. There are a lot of good DBQs. But I'm going to start giving you some practice DBQs out of there. And the other thing is, starting tomorrow probably, we're going to start doing more thesis statements and things like that in class. All right, so what we're going to do here is I am going to go over the gathering storm. So I want to watch at least part of that with you and add a few things in notes on that. And the big thing about the gathering storm is it has this great footage. It goes through the events that led up to the war, but there are a few key moments I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to stop it and pull out a few notes. And actually on a couple different things. And then we'll go ahead and finish up the rest of the video. And so I don't think I have any more announcements. Oh, don't forget on the Partridge post, if you look at it, I have a link to Microsoft Teams, APUS History. But the APUS History assignment page, that's it right there. I have the calendar for the week, and I'm putting in lectures, and I'm giving you a lot of time to do things. So you have these long lines, like here you have page 1168 to 1183. And I have quiz on chapter 26. I put point 1 because it's the first part of the chapter. Bonsai and On Your Way, I'm going to make that extra credit. And it's right here. It's a great little video, but I'm going to talk about most of that in class. This is Gathering Storm right here. So make sure you check that. I always will put a link to that. And if there's any questions on the calendar, anything you can't see, let me know. I'll have copies of everything I hand out on the webpage and on Teams. I try to get them on both places because sometimes Teams is a little bit quirky. Oh, grading issues. If there's an assignment, especially, as I said, I'm giving you more time, but it takes a while to go back and look at it. If I miss something that you've turned in, please let me know if it's not in the grade book, because I might have just missed it, or I've gone back and looked at it and you weren't up there, then you got on later. Because I'm not going to go back over anything from third quarter, those few things I'm going to give you extra time. And if you're thinking, well, we already got the third quarter grade. Yeah, but the grade that matters is semester grade, and that will count towards your semester grade. So please check that. And, okay, so let's go ahead then, and I want to get to this. And the big reason why is I want to talk about some of the things that are in here. And let me know if the sound works. But, oh, by the way, I will stop and go back on a few notes on this. And so while you watch this, I will go through a few of those things. And it's so weird how this works. I have to have two screens up and I have to go back and forth, my studio. Oh, by the way, what do you think? Should I get a green screen and show amazing special effects? I've now figured out how to do that. I can't do it on this kind of white. It's kind of, I can't match the color. But if I get a green screen, you're going to see me like fly through the air. Maybe I'll go through it like a roller coaster. I'm thinking about it. All right, so let me know if the sound comes in. Okay, that's not going to work. So I'm going to stop it right there. Is the sound coming through? Is it working? And by the way, this footage is remarkable. So it's black and white, and then they go through frame by frame, and a combination of computer and by hand colorize it. It's pretty amazing how good the film is. But you can tell one of the things as you watch this. When it's really foggy, when the film, either the product or there's some dust or the film quality is not very good. Sometimes the computers would try to colorize that, and you get weird things. Huh. Can you hear me? So I stopped it here. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me now? That's really weird. So Aaron, you said you were able to hear the video too? Oh yeah, computer media volume is all the way up. It should work. Let me know if you can hear anything now. So can you hear any of the video now? So no one can hear the video right now, huh? Oh, shoot. All right, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to reload. And so everybody, well, let me just see if I can't get this to work. This is what we call the creative process. If not, we're going to have to watch something else. Oh my God, this is so annoying. Okay, we're going to try again. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to go to regular notes. Okay.
Been defeated in battle, but betrayed by their own cowardly politicians. Even so, at 11 in the morning on November the 11th, 1918, the 11th hour, of the 11th day,
So let me know if you hear anything now.
World War I came to an end. The following month, President Woodrow Wilson of the United States arrived in Europe, promising to create a new world order. He persuaded the world's leaders to sign up to a new League of Nations. At the Treaty of Versailles, they agreed that from now on, disputes between countries would be resolved not by fighting, but by debate in the League. The peoples of Europe were set free. Germany's ally, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, was dismembered. Out of it, new nations were
So you can hear that? All right, can you hear me?
created.
Can you hear me if I talk right here?
Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. Germany itself was greatly reduced in size. But this process contained a time bomb. Not everyone celebrated the birth of countries like Czechoslovakia. Several of them contained substantial German minorities. One day, the desire to reunite the German peoples would come to haunt Europe. The war-torn German people also had one final indignity inflicted on them. They were forced to pay a massive £6.6 billion in reparations to France and Britain, something they could ill afford. And when he returned to America, Wilson's new world order immediately fell apart. The US Congress decided it could not risk being sucked into another war in Europe. It refused to join his league, and the US withdrew into isolationism. Germany was now a very different nation. It was still Europe's biggest country, but its militaristic monarchy had gone. It had become a democracy. But its government, the so-called Weimar Republic, was soon struck by a series of hammer blows. Street battles erupted between extreme right-wing nationalists. Germany was now very trying to start a revolution. Then, in 1923, the country was devastated by hyperinflation, which reached hundreds of percent a month. Ordinary people's savings were wiped out. This was fertile ground for a new breed of rabble-rousing right-wing politicians. Then, in 1923, the country was devastated by hyperinflation, which reached hundreds of percent a month. Ordinary people's savings were wiped out. This was fertile ground for a new breed of rabble-rousing right-wing politicians.
Is that better?
Then, in 1923, the country was devastated by hyperinflation, which reached hundreds of percent a month. Ordinary people's savings were wiped out. This was fertile ground. Among them, Adolf Hitler. Hitler had been born in Austria. He had fought bravely as a soldier in World War I and been awarded the Iron Cross. On returning to Germany, he settled in Munich, and his fiery oratory soon enabled him to seize control of the small National Socialist or Nazi Party. In October 1923, Hitler and his henchmen attempted an armed coup against the Weimar government. It failed, and he was sentenced to 9 months. In prison, he wrote a book, Mein Kampf, My Struggle, in which he blamed Germany's ills on the Jews and demanded that it rebuild its strength and seek new territories in the East. On his release, he set about building the Nazis into a proper, disciplined political party. From now on, he would use the democratic system to achieve power. He wrote a book, Mein Kampf, My Struggle, in which he blamed Germany's ills on the Jews and demanded that it rebuild its strength and seek new.
Okay, we're going to quit right there. I don't know what happened, but it did not like it. And so I'm going to go back to regular teaching. Yeah, for some reason, I was just broadcasting it off YouTube, but YouTube did not like it. And so you're going to have to watch A Gathering Storm on your own. Yeah, I don't know what just happened here. So I'm going to go back, the heck with this. So if we broadcast videos anymore, we're going to do this over YouTube, or we're going to do this over Microsoft Stream. This is just one of those things. So that's just very odd that it wouldn't let me broadcast something from YouTube. And so, yeah, I can't figure it out. I think they're just running on too much here. So we're just going to go back to, one thing I did want to show you. So let's review from, we're just going to start with regular notes. And I'm going to go right to notes right here. I have it done. I was going to watch the video and go back and forth, but I'm not going to now. And so all of this will be accountable. I'm still going to look at the Gathering Storm, but for some reason it didn't work. Can everyone still hear me? And this whole thing is just, I'm a little bit baffled by all this, but such is life. Okay, so I'm not going to now. And so all of this will be accountable. I'm still going to look at the Gathering Storm, but for some reason it didn't work. Can everyone still hear me? I'm not going to now. And so all of this will be accountable. I'm still going to look at the Gathering Storm, but for some reason it didn't work. Can everyone still hear me? I'm not going to now. And so all of this will be accountable. I'm still going to look at the Gathering Storm, but for some reason it didn't work. Can everyone still hear me? And so all of this will be accountable.